Hello, welcome to Pecan Corner. I'm back. I think I showed you all the other day that I was juicing my plums, my wild plums. The way I did that is I put them into a big pot and just covered them with water. Put them in their hole and just covered them with water, and then brought them up to a simmer and let them simmer for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then turned it off, and then let them sit for about another 5 to 10 minutes for the juices to come out. Then I literally just scooped the juices out. Well, what I was left with was all of this pulp. I canned 18 quarts of juice in addition to making jelly, so that I'd have the juice available, because the wild plum jelly is one of the most requested that I have. So many years we get late frosts, and so we don't get wild plums, and this part of the country is just like southern Oklahoma, where I grew up. Everybody grew up eating wild plum jelly. So I have all this pulp left. So this afternoon I pulled all of the seeds. I had put it in the refrigerator, so I took all the seeds out of it because I can't run it through the juicer with those big seeds. But now I'm going to put it through the juicer because I'm going to make plum butter with it. And I left this out because the blackberries stained the juicer so bad, and I thought, oh gosh, what am I going to do? And peroxide did a really good job of bleaching it all right out of the plastic on the Champion juicer. So so that was good to know. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to turn this on, and I'm going to go ahead and start juicing it. And I've set my crock pot over here because I've been reading about making butters, fruit butters, and they have to cook for so long that a lot of people are recommending doing them in the crock pot. So even though I don't have one that's big enough to do a huge batch, I definitely want to try it this way, because then I can just leave it on cooking, overnight, and not have to watch it and worry about it. So all right, so here we go. The first thing we're going to do is get our pulp together. So it's going to be loud. It'll be loud when I start scooping this pulp into there. And there comes the peelings out the other side there. Run this through a food mill or grind it up, but I don't really want the peelings in there. I want them gone. So I'm actually getting more out of this than I got from the blackberries, because it left all the pulp in there with the blackberries. So this is kind of an interesting effect here, that we're getting so much pulp out. And that's just pulp too, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that. We'll see when it's done whether I want to go ahead and filter it a little bit more. I might want to filter that out. Oops, making a mess here. But it's running itself through real well. It's not really needing my assistance. Okay, so we're coming along to a point where I'm fixing to turn this off, and turn it off, and move my pulp into the slow cooker. And then I'm just going to put the slow cooker on, and then I'm just going to let it go. I'm not going to add any sweetener or any spices. I'm going to let it cook for probably 6 hours until it really cooks down and gets super, super thick. Although it's already pretty thick because I took a lot of the juice out of it. But then you wait until it's cooked before adding the sweetener, because that way you can tell more about how much it needs. All the recipes that I've seen all give a kind of a wide range of amount of sugar that you can add. So so I'll do that. So I'll be back at a later date and let you know more. Thanks. Bye. Okay, there we are. Pretty pink paste. This is what I got out of that big bowl. It seemed like there was a lot of pulp coming out in the waste, but when I tried straining it through a fine cloth, I discovered that there was actually a great amount of just pulp and residual stuff in there that we probably wouldn't have wanted in there anyway. So this is the pure pulp. So I'm pleased. This'll be interesting to see how this works. All right, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to turn it on low and leave it and cook all night. Well, I nearly forgot to show you all the end of my plum butter. I was fixing to start putting it into jars. All right, now see, the only problem with doing it in the crock pot is that burnt area around the top edge. I had to this morning I had to go along and scrape off the deeply discolored. It wasn't hard. It was still moist, but it was very, very dark, and it wasn't good. But otherwise, I don't know how the light is here, but this is a beautiful. What I added to it was about a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon, not much at all, and a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and I used 3 dried orange slices. I had just dried some orange slices, just sliced them up and dehydrated them, thinking I might use them in some teas, and I didn't have any fresh orange, and it was called for in the recipe, so I threw those in there, and they gave it a beautiful flavor. Paul loves it. He says it's better than apple butter, and so he's delighted with it. So we'll take it and we'll see how it sells. I'll take a taster and we'll go from there. So let me get in the jars and then I'll show you what it looks like in the jars. I don't remember if I said that I also added 2 cups of sugar. And make some sour fruit butter if you didn't add it. I'm fixing to, my book says fruit butters to process them for, I only have to process them for 5 minutes in the boiling water bath, and so I've got my water heating there, and I'm fixing to put these in, and then I'll process them there. You can't make butter out of everything safely, and so you need to go and look at your own state's website to learn what kinds of things you can safely make for cottage foods. Or look at your Ball Canyon book, or look at the National Center for Home Preservation. It's not safe, they say, to make pumpkin butter. It's not safe to make butter with winter squashes. And so we can, there are limits to what we can safely can. Sweet potato butter, probably not safe. Those are low acid things to begin with, and then the butter has this thick texture that makes it just makes it a little iffy, and so but these plums have a lot of acid in them to start with, and so so they're safe, just like apples and peaches. So all right, so anyway, out of that little batch I got 4 half pints and 1 tester, and so we're pretty pleased. I hope this is a good seller, because since it's so much lower sugar than the jams, and there are more things, you can use this directly as a filling for fried pies or for lots of little things like that. So hopefully this will be popular. All right, thanks a bunch. Appreciate you guys watching. Take care, and if you like it, hope you'll please subscribe. Thanks. Bye bye.